Hello everyone, this is Banter Bill, and welcome to Honor of the Waves, Path 3 Dungeon Guide. This is not a speedrunning guide, but a guide meant for those who are new to the dungeon, or for those who need a refresher. Starting off, we're going to stack here to pull the adds. This is exactly the same as in Path 1. The main attacks you need to watch out for are their barrage attack, which they're using right now, and the best way to avoid that is to dodge. And you can just DPS the rest of them down. As a Mesmer, I like to soar 2 through that attack. For this dungeon, on my Mesmer, I use Power and Precision Food, and for my potion, I use Spawner Slaying Potions. Coming up, the goal here is to kill these ice turrets. Reflects are very effective against these ice turrets. As a Mesmer, I place a feedback, then I summon a Warden to reflect them even more. If you're a Guardian, you want to place a wall of reflection in between the ice turrets. Once both ice turrets die, you can go ahead and proceed. Some groups, however, will want to kill those silver adds back there. It's a little safer. On that run, the main thing you need to watch out for is cripple. If you get crippled, you can get left behind and killed very easily. For these wolves, we're going to stack here. For them, you want blinds and stability. The first thing they'll do is their jump leap attack, which will knock you down. Since every one of them will use their jump leap attack, it has the potential to chain knock you down. So as a Mesmer, I like to just dodge that. I'm a Guardian, I can blind or stability through that. A Thief can also blind through that. Our Necro was very nice there and used a blinding well on them. We're just going to pull the last 3 wolves and DPS them down. Then, unlike Path 1, we are not going to jump down, but continue on to face this boss. If you want, you can stack in this bottom left-hand corner. I failed a bit on the pull with the champion, but I did manage to get the 2 silvers bunched up. The 2 silvers use projectile attacks, and additionally that totem behind us also uses projectile attacks. So the first thing you want to do is drop the projectile reflex. For the boss, the main thing you need to watch out for is his auto attack swing attack. So while you're killing those silver mobs, and while you're killing that totem, just keep an eye on him. Other than that, he's a pretty simple boss. Even if you do get hit by his auto attacks, they don't hurt that much. Alright, then on to this next boss. This next boss can be a bit difficult because he is a heavy hitter. His mechanics aren't too complicated, he just hurts for a lot. So there's a couple of attacks you need to watch out for with this boss. His first attack is right there. He'll drop a bunch of AoE circles in the field. You need to get out of their way. They'll drop like 2 seconds after the AoE circle appears. The second attack you need to watch out for is his jump leap attack. He'll jump up in the air and then leap down at you, like just now. That is the main attack you want to avoid. If you can't avoid any other attacks, just avoid that one. He also has an immobilize and fear attack. If you're a Guardian, you want to bring stability because that'll block that attack. However, again, the main thing you need to watch out for is that jump leap attack. That has the potential to one-shot some squishier classes like myself. Other than that, it is just simple DPS. However, with the AoE circles combined with that jump leap attack, you can down several players at once. So this boss does have the potential to wipe a party. I don't think there's any shame in ranging him if you're with a group you're not familiar with, or you don't have protection or something to mitigate some of those high damage attacks, or if your teammates don't know to dodge the jump leap attack. I don't think there's any shame in that. However, even with melee, it takes a long time to kill, so range takes even longer. After you kill the boss, ideally you want to stack in here to pull the mobs, like where I was standing. If our teammates didn't know that, even if you keep running, they'll still follow you all the way down, so you need to stack eventually to kill these guys. So finally we decide to stack down here. Reflects are useful against some of these guys, but other than that, you just DPS them down. If you have blinds, that will be helpful. Now coming up in this next room, there's a bunch of Icicle Spikes on the ground. Now there is a way to avoid every single Icicle Spike if you follow the path where I'm going. Just run right around that column, and you can avoid all of them. If you do go through an Icicle Spike, you'll get chilled and crippled. It just slows you down a bit. If you're a warrior, you want to equip Warhorn there, since Warhorn 4 will clear both cripple and chill. So let your teammates run through. If they don't know the safe way to get through without getting hit, then just use your Warhorn 4. On this part, we're going to go ahead and pull some of them over here. If you want to, you can stack directly on the totem. However, the safe way is to pull them back. The main attacks you need to watch out for with these guys. For the rangers, watch out for their barrage attack, and then drop a feedback or a reflect when they're using their auto attacks. For the golems, you just need to dodge their auto swing attack or blind them. We decided to kill the next group on the totem, so I go ahead and pull them, or attempt to pull them on the totem, and so we can kill both at the same time. Looks like I wasn't too successful pulling the ads exactly on the totem. Same thing with these guys. For the ranger, watch out for his barrage attack, and then for his auto attack, just use a reflect or something. Now on to the next boss. This boss will start with some ads, but I don't think you need to worry about them too much because you'll probably take them down fairly quickly with the boss. The main attack you need to watch out for with this boss is that he'll drop a bunch of AoE circles on the ground, and if you get hit by them, they'll knock you back. Now you can reflect that attack, however you have to place the reflects before you see the AoE circle, so it's a bit of a guess on when you place your reflects. I just try to place them whenever they're up to use that attack fairly often. Also, periodically through this fight, he'll encase himself in ice. You need to break the icicle around him before you can hurt him again. Now this has an advantage and a disadvantage. So if some of your teammates are down, then you can go ahead and revive them here for free, since he won't be attacking you. However, of course, you can't do any damage to him while he's in the icicle phase, so you need to break it down eventually. Or if your team does start going down, it is useful to have that break in the fight. Other than that, it's a fairly simple fight. Again, you just want to drop reflects whenever they're up. If you don't have reflect, stability is useful in case you don't reflect those ground AoE circles. Some of his auto attacks are fairly strong. However, I think even if you stack in melee, you can power revive anyone who goes down. See, like just there, I went down from one of his auto attacks, but my team was able to quickly pick me up. And we'll just DPS that boss, finish him off, and we're on to fight these trash mobs. For these trash mobs, ideally you want to stack where I am here, so they'll all come to you. These mobs are actually more powerful than they look. I recommend blinding them if possible, and then using reflects if possible. If you're going to blind them for an elementalist, Sandstorm is extremely useful there, since you'll get almost all of them in the blind. If you have two elementalists, use two Sandstorms. Thieves, of course, you want to use Smokescreen or Pistol 5, and then as a Mesmer, I use my projectile reflects when they're up. The main reason these guys hurt a lot is because they have that great sword spin attack like a warrior has, which does a lot of damage. And they have that attack where they'll put their sword into the ground and then drop a lot of projectiles. These guys are very similar to the first few ads in Honor of the Waves Pack 2. Once we beat those guys, we're going to do a bit of an underwater skip here. The skip is slightly dangerous, so if you have stealth, you can stealth before you go into the water and then make the swim. But if you don't have stealth, you just got to try to make it. I recommend using some CCs as you pass some of the bad guys. That cutscene has the potential to kill you, as it almost killed me. And then run to either the left or the right so you don't aggro the boss. I like the back right corner as my safe spot. Now one teammate went down, so we go ahead and wait in the safe spot here. If you do pull ads, just kill the ads in the safe spot. Then on to fight the boss. He's an underwater boss, so he takes a while to kill. I recommend pulling him to the ground as quickly as you can. I just find it easier for most classes to fight a boss that's on the ground. And the main attacks you need to watch out for, he'll spawn ads, both barracudas and jellyfish. The jellyfish will explode, so try to stay away from them if possible. And the barracudas you can rally off of if you see them. They go down pretty quickly, so you want to keep those AoE attacks up, so at least you've tagged them. If he's on the ground as a mesmer, you can use your spear 2 attack to stack up all that damage. I also like to spawn the Guardian Phantasm because some of his auto attacks do hurt your team a bit. In terms of the boss's skills, really you just need to DPS him down. He does have a sync attack, like you can sync him, he can sync you back, and he also, I think, has a blind attack as well. However, he usually focuses on a single person, so you can either heal that person, or that person can, when they go down, if they do, just get away from the boss and self-revive. But you can just DPS him down as long as you avoid the jellyfish ads that he spawns. Then we beat the boss. Don't forget the chest that's hidden away over here on the right, and that is the end of the dungeon. Thanks for watching.